Under the shimmering lights of a balmy Los Angeles evening in July 2025, where the Hollywood sign twinkled like a distant beacon amid the haze of summer smog and the distant hum of traffic on the 101 freeway, Cher arrived at the El Capitan Theater for her promotional spot on Jimmy Kimmel Live, her iconic mane of long black curls cascading like a waterfall over a sequined black gown that hugged her timeless figure, a bold statement of defiance against the years that had only amplified her status as the goddess of pop. At 79, Cher, whose life was a tapestry of triumphs from Sonny and Cher's variety show antics to her Oscar-winning turn in Moonstruck, her Vegas residencies that broke attendance records, and her unyielding activism for LGBTQ+ rights and animal welfare, stepped out of her chauffeured Rolls-Royce with the poise of a woman who'd survived divorces, comebacks, and cultural earthquakes, here to tout her memoir's sequel Cher, The Encore, a raw dive into her post-Sonny reinventions, her battles with ageism in Hollywood, and her enduring friendship with icons like Meryl Streep. Jimmy Kimmel, the 57-year-old late-night maestro with his rumpled charm and liberal-leaning barbs that had earned him Emmys and a devoted following since 2003, paced the wings with his signature mug of coffee, the studio audience of 300, decked in Cher fan tees and holding signs proclaiming, "Believe in Cher," erupting in cheers as the house band swung into a funky remix of "Believe," ushering the legend onto the blue couch where Jimmy greeted her with a bear hug, the set adorned with faux Oscar statues and a glittering disco ball nodding to her 70s heyday. The interview ignited with electric energy, Cher regaling tales of her recent Broadway flirtations and her surprise collaboration with Beyoncé on a remix, Jimmy laughing heartily as she quipped about turning down a Real Housewives cameo, "Honey, I've got enough drama without adding fake lashes." But as the segment deepened toward the ad break, Jimmy, ever the provocateur chasing viral gold, pivoted to her memoir's spicier revelations, teasing, "Cher, you spill on everyone from David Geffen to that infamous auto-tune era, but come on, what's the real tea on your feud with Madonna? She called you overrated, you called her a wannabe, is it still on?" The audience tittered, but Cher's eyes narrowed behind her signature oversized shades, her voice dropping to that husky timbre, "Jimmy, I've outlasted feuds hotter than that, Madonna's got her lane, I've got the highway. But dredging this for laughs, that's low, even for late night." Undeterred, Jimmy doubled down with a smirk, referencing a fabricated tabloid snippet about Cher's diva demands on set. "Speaking of lanes, insiders say you once had a crew walk off because you insisted on a vegan craft services table, diva or trailblazer." The studio hushed as Cher leaned forward, her bangles clinking like warning bells, "Trailblazer. Try Survivor. I've fought for rights you joke about, buried partners, stared down death. Mock that, and you're no better than the trolls I block daily." The fiery clash exploded when Jimmy quipped about her age-defying looks, "Cher, at 79, you're ageless, but that memoir promises, no filters. So, spill, Botox or black magic." Laughter faltered into awkward coughs as Cher stood abruptly, microphone hot on her lapel, "Black magic. Try hard work and harder hearts. If this is your fun, Jimmy, I'm out, I've got real magic to make." Gasps cascaded through the crowd as producers whispered urgently, two security guards materializing to escort her off with respectful nods, Cher's heels clicking defiantly across the polished floor, leaving Jimmy to ad-lib a stunned, "Well, folks, that's one way to believe, and not in second chances." Backstage, Cher's entourage, stylist, publicist, and a loyal Pomeranian in tow, rallied with chilled rosé and iPads aglow, her phone buzzing with texts from Meryl, "You slayed, darling, call me." The clip detonated online within seconds, #Cher kicked off trending with 12 million views by midnight, fans flooding X with memes of her exit sync to "Strong Enough," while critics debated Jimmy's ageist ambush versus Cher's zero-tolerance temper. ABC's feed surged, advertisers from L'Oreal to her unisex fragrance line pausing amid the buzz, Jimmy's post-show huddle with writers laced with regret, "I pushed too far, she's untouchable." Cher, en route to her Malibu Airy in a waiting Escalade, exhaled into the night, the humiliation a spark not to snuff her fire but to fan it, turning personal affront into a rallying cry for icons unbowed by youth-obsessed Hollywood. Subplots swirled in the wake, a young fan in the audience launching a #RespectSher petition that hit 1 million signatures, Jimmy's co-writer, a Cher devotee, leaking pre-show notes on "Keep It Light," and Cher's midnight call to Elton John, laughing it off as just another Vegas roast gone wrong. The video script captured the conflagration in vivid vignettes, slow motion of Cher's unyielding stride, intercuts of her 80s comeback clips and Kimmel's monologue mishaps, dialogues dripping with diva defiance, themes of ageism's ugly underbelly pulsing like a disco beat. As stars wheeled over the Pacific, Cher arrived home to her ocean view perch, the clash not a curtain call but an encore cue, her spirit as unbreakable as her hits, a legend who turned ejection into exaltation in the relentless spotlight of showbiz. Extended explorations delved into pre-tape tensions, Cher's writer demands for quiet reflection, Jimmy's quest for quotables, and post-exit echoes, from TMZ tip lines to therapy toasts, weaving a narrative as layered as her vocal runs, alive with the roar of reinvention. The golden haze of a Los Angeles dawn the morning after Cher's explosive expulsion from Jimmy Kimmel Live draped the city in deceptive calm, with Hollywood Boulevard newsstands hawking variety extras, Cher's clash, diva storms off Kimmel's set, an ex erupting in a 20 million post frenzy by 9 a.m., clips of her bangle-jangling exit remixed on TikTok with, "If I Could Turn Back Time," swells, morphing the blue couch into a battlefield of boomerang barbs and generational gripes. In her sun-drenched Malibu mansion overlooking the surf, Cher scrolled feeds over avocado toast and green juice, her Pomeranian Chaz at her feet, stylist Paolo on speakerphone crowing about a 250% spike in memoir pre-orders, her team in strategy mode greenlighting a clapback tweet, kicked off for keeping it real, timeless beats trendy. #strong enough. At ABC's Glendale HQ, Jimmy nursed an espresso in a corner office, execs dissecting 35% ratings bumps but fretting a 25% sponsor shuffle from Revlon to her vegan beauty line, his monologue opener a self-deprecating dodge. "Last night, Cher showed me why she's eternal. I poked the goddess, and poof, divine intervention." Drawing uneasy guffaws amid #boycott Kimmel from believers. Legal lines lit up. Cher's Beverly Hills attorneys, victors in her past royalty rows, floated a $20 million defamation dart over the diva, digs twisting her activism, briefs bearing producer prompts for age-bait hooks to hook viewers. Sentiments shattered. Pop purists on Billboard forums crowned Cher unfiltered queen, millennial skeptics on Reddit ribbed her tantrum, apolitical Angelinos petitioning 900,000 signatures for a redux with mediators. Subplots stewed. Jimmy's head writer, a 90s Cher stan, resigned with a scathing Substack on Late Night's Low Blows, a studio grip leaked audio of post-clash panic. Humanizing Jimmy's, ouch, that stung, and viral vines syncing the showdown to gypsies, tramps and thieves, ironic anthems. The video script summoned the squall in kinetic cuts, splintered newsreels racing, Cher's contemplative cliff walk intercut with Jimmy's jittery jog, voiceovers vivisecting the vice of icon interrogation, squeezing sincerity from stars. Cher's crescendo crested in yoga flows with leaked lyrics on Age's Ally, while Jimmy journaled jabs at his own youth chasing youth. Bi-weekly blaze, the suit sizzled to a $8 million settlement seeding senior artist grants, but the quake quaked, Cher's Vegas dates sold out in hours, Kimmel's demos dipped then danced back on diva dedications. Stretched soliloquies from sworn scripts spotlighted Cher's crystal encounters, mockery ages you faster than time, hearth harmonies with God kids pondering perseverance, celestial cheers from Barbra Streisand's ballad backing to Bette Midler's mic solidarity. Ripples roared, brand bailouts buffed by Cher's comeback couture drops, digital dialogues dissecting diva dodges anew. In this act's apex, the script surged via courtroom capers, social sieges, and subtle salves, a backstage bouquet from Jimmy, distilling the fiery clash as Cher's clarion call, transmuting ousting into Odyssey, a chronicle where curls met quips and kindled comeuppances kindle in late night's luminous labyrinth. By the velvet veil of a Napa Valley autumn in October 2025, the embers of Cher's Kimmel conflagration had kindled a bonfire of renewal and rapprochement, rekindling realms from talk show green rooms to Grammy greenlights, with her memoir sequel sweeping bestseller lists and her unisex fragrance line launching a timeless edition that shattered sales ceilings at $75 million, Archwell-inspired elder advocacy netting Golden Globe nods for a doc on diva defiance. The settlement sparks struck ABC's Icon Exchanges, guest-guarded GAB fests on grid vaulting viewership 45%, Jimmy and Cher converging for a primetime clash to classics, where they duded, "I Got You Babe," in mock reconciliation, laughs cascading as Cher quipped, "You're forgiven, if you promise no more Botox burns," the clip conquering 150 million views and mending media divides. Cher, eternal at 79, wove whimsy with wisdom, Malibu mornings with Chaz chasing sunsets, Broadway bows blending moonstruck monologues with memoir musings, her third album encore eternal teasing tracks born from the brawl. Devotees dovetailed under #ShareForever, her Oscar lifetime nod narrating, kicked off couches, but never off my throne, thanks to the jester who jogged my joy. Subplots seemed in serenity. The writer's Substack burgeoned to a bestseller with Cher's foreword. Alyssa from The View co-hosted a Cher tribute, and Grips from The Gaff guested at her gala, gushing her grace. The video script soared in symphonic splendor, montages of marquee magic and Malibu mists, Cher's candlelit compositions voiced over Jimmy's jaunty journals, validating Vindication's verse, her valediction, clashes cleave clouds, but courage crowns the clear sky. Jimmy's locus crested in a lessons learned special, harvesting heart from hubris. As 2026 beckoned, Cher's charisma catalyzed ageism audits in Hollywood, Kimmel's quill quickening kinder queries. Extrapolated epics espied evolutions, Cher's directorial dazzler on diva dynasties, Jimmy's Jubilee jam with her cameo crown, a broadcast brotherhood blooming benevolent. The Odyssey, from fractious flay to felicitous firmament, surmounted the title's tempest with tonic timbre, avowing that even evictions engender empires of empathy in entertainment's echoing expanse.